Alright, we're back. In the previous video, I told you we're going to start dealing with this scene here. We're not really going to get this all lit up yet. That's going to be the next video, but in this video, what we're going to do is get a sky map in. As you see, we've already got our scene in. We've finally got our materials right. I got the normal map, so that's all in place. We're ready to go. So we're going to get a sky map. First thing we need to do is actually get our sky map textures. We're going to do this a little bit different than we've done before, because the sky map that we're pulling from here is actually a sky map that is provided by Unity in a package. So we're going to go get it from there. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to right click and bring up the context menu. We're going to import a package. So we're going to hit import. Now it's going to bring us into our root of our simple level. Now in the root of this drive, once again, we're going to go back to our source assets. I've already copied the package from the default location that it comes with in Unity and put it in a source asset folder just to make it faster for us to get. So here's our Skybox's package. I'm going to click it, I'm going to hit open, and it's going to start decompressing the package, and we're going to get this dialog here. And this dialog actually shows us all the different materials and textures for each of the different skyboxes. There are actually several, not just one. So what I want to do is, I don't need all of them, so I'm not going to import them all. So I'm going to go ahead and click none to deselect all of them. Now the one I want is this dawn dusk skybox material, so I'm going to select that. So that's just the material. I'm still going to need the textures that go along with it, and those are located in the standard assets Skyboxes textures dawn dusk. So I'm going to select that level, which is going to select all of the textures. Now basically what this is a skybox is built from a cube map. A cube map is built of 6 different textures. So these are the 6 textures that are required to build the cube map that is then used in that material. So I'm going to scroll through. As you can see, here's the textures for each of the other skies that you could choose from. So once you've gotten the sky box that you want and its textures, you hit import, and it's going to start importing it. Now what it does is, by default, it's going to create a new folder called standard assets, and underneath that it's going to create a folder called Skyboxes. Here's our dawn dusk skybox, and here are its textures under its own folder. So it's creating its own folder structure and placing all the textures and materials inside of it. And as you can see each of the shots that are required to build the cube map. Now to use this, what we need to do is actually tell the main camera that we're going to use a skybox. Normally you would think you're going to set it up, that's a camera, we're going to put a skybox in the camera. We don't really do that, other than the fact that when we are using our main camera, we want to ensure that the clear flags are set to skybox. And it's basically different ways in which the camera clears the background before it starts the next draw. So by having the skybox selected, it's basically clearing the screen, drawing the skybox, and then drawing all the geometry on top of it. By default, the camera is set up with skybox, so you shouldn't have to change anything. But in case you happen to create your own camera procedurally, like we do in the future, then you want to make sure that clear flags is set to skybox if you plan on having a skybox in your scene. With that being said, where we go to actually where we're actually going to go to assign our skybox is going to be under Edit, Render Settings. Now in here we have some more settings that we can control. Things like fog, ambient light, our skybox material, which is what we're going to use, halo, flare strength, and halo textures, and spot cookies. These are things used for things like halos around light sources, lens flares. If you want to have a cookie on your spotlights, you can assign it in here as well. So the only one we're really going to mess with right now is going to be the skybox material. This little circle is similar to the select button that you saw when we were messing with textures. If I were to come into meshes, materials, and we've got this little select, it opens up a preview. Well, that little circle works pretty much the same way. So if we go back into render settings, I click on this little circle, it's going to bring up another material or a asset selector. This time select material. As you can see, it shows all the materials we have in the scene. The one that we need is this dawn dusk one, and in the moment I click on it, we actually get our skybox. And like I said, it's really simple. It's not
pretty much all there is
Yep,
to it.
that's all there is.
No other settings anywhere or anything that you can manipulate?
There are, if you want to get creative and actually go down to the material and start messing with the skybox and do your own custom stuff.
Okay.
And one of the projects that I've done, I've actually modified the skybox material, wrote my own shader to actually take two different cube maps and blend between them. So I actually had a day-night cycle with them.
Very nice.
But that's a much more advanced topic.
Yeah, for sure.
But one of the things I can do, just to show this off, though we don't have any lighting in here yet, I can still hit play. And, well, can't move. No camera. Look at that. But actually, I can, by selecting the camera up here, hit F, set the rotate, and I can rotate the camera. Wow, earthquake. But let's see, let's fix the X and Z rotations, and we'll just rotate based off of Y. So we can spin around, and you can actually see our skyboxes in place. So
very nice and seamless.
Yep. And in the next video, we're actually going to start adding our light. And
now, just a quick question. The only thing I could really think of to throw out at you is the sky that you used in this case. Is it from Unity Pro or Unity Simple?
This one is part of the standard.
Or standard? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So
good.
This is not a pro feature.
Okay. Just checking. And I'll just toss this out real quick, and that is Leonard Helmrest from 3dbuzz.com also did a video that we need to get released that demonstrates how to go about creating your skyboxes so that you can use. I can't remember right offhand what application, because he works with most of them.
That one, I believe he was using Vue.
Was it Vue?
Or
could have been Vue or Vue, yeah, or TerraGen, or. But anyways, it's a great video. I need to get it up for everyone, demonstrating how to go through actually
and getting your 6 textures that you need.
Yeah, getting them all set up and adjusting color and all that good stuff, and then getting it properly rendered out so you end up with a seamless sky map. So with that, that's going to wrap up this video. Thanks a lot.